Alright, so we're going to be looking at how to solve the cube. And so this presentation is on my website, going step by step. So feel free to go there, and then you can go through the presentation as needed, or you can just watch the video, pause, rewind as needed. So here we go. Step one, we're going to go over the pieces of the cube. So first off, I want to think of my cube not as 6 sides with 9 squares each. So that's not how I want to think of it. I want to think of it as layers. So I have a bottom layer, a middle layer, and a top layer. Within my layer, I have pieces, or within each layer. So I have here center pieces. And so my center pieces, so this is the white centerpiece, orange, blue, red, green, and yellow. And my centerpieces never move. So my blue centerpiece, I can consider that already solved. Orange is already solved, green. So I already have a piece on each side that's already solved. And so that makes it a little bit less intimidating. I also have edge pieces. And so my edge piece, here I have a white and red edge piece. Here I have a green and white edge piece, yellow and red edge piece. And so my edge pieces, they always move together. So no matter what direction I move it, that's still always going to be red and yellow. So that was one piece. So I don't think of it as 2 sides, but as just one piece. And then I also have corner pieces. And so this piece here is always red, green, and white. That will always stay the same and stay together no matter how I turn it. It's still going to be red, green, and white. And so this piece here, orange, green, and yellow. So that's just one piece. So now that I know that I have fewer pieces, then it makes it a little bit easier. There are some practice algorithms, and so we talk about, well, what is an algorithm? An algorithm is a step-by-step set of instructions. And so in math we use algorithms, and so in solving the cube we use algorithms. Also, math being the study of patterns, solving a cube is math. And we're going to be using these algorithms to solve each stage of our cube. So here's our first practice algorithm, and so you can just practice these to kind of get used to how to turn your cube. And so here we have up, left, down, right. And so if I had a solved cube and I just did this algorithm over and over again, then my cube would return back to its solved state. So you can do that with a solved cube and practice that. And so I have 3 of these set up. This algorithm here, I would turn it this way, up. And so there's just some practice algorithms that you can work through. And again, on any of these practice algorithms, your cube will return back to a solved state if you just keep doing it over and over again. Now, there are more practice algorithms than what I have here, but these are just some just to kind of get you familiar with how the cube turns and how to follow my directions. All right, so let's go ahead and begin solving the cube. So my first step is I need to make the daisy. And so the daisy, I have a yellow centerpiece with 4 white edge pieces surrounding it. So my first step is I need to find that yellow centerpiece. And so when solving my cube, and so my instructions are always going to have yellow at the top and white at the bottom. And so the other ones are going to change different directions, but always yellow at the top, white at the bottom. But for the daisy, it's okay. We can look at the yellow face just to make sure we find it. And so I need to have a yellow center with 4 white pieces. And so let's see what that looks like. And so here I have 1 white edge piece. So 1's already solved. I just have to solve 3 more. And so I'm looking, and I do see a white piece here. So I know if I put that up there, then now that's in place. I have 1 down here, so in order to get it up here, let me turn it, and then now I'll kind of create a problem for myself, because if I move this to the top, it unsolves this piece. And so I don't want to unsolve that piece, but if I move it out of the way and I put this piece here, then now I can go ahead and do that. And so I need to find that last piece. So I'm looking all around my cube trying to figure out where in the world it is, and here it is. So again, if I put it at the top, I just unsolved this piece. I don't want to unsolve this piece, so I need to put a piece here that doesn't matter that if it gets unsolved. So to do that, I'm just going to rotate it around, and so now I have a piece here that's okay if I move it out of the way. And so now I have my daisy. So I have 4 white edge pieces surrounding my yellow centerpiece. And so now I've done the daisy. I'm ready to look at the next step. Next step is I need to get the white cross on the bottom. And so it says to match up the daisy edge pieces with the side centers, then rotate 180 degrees. And so what that looks like is here I have white, green, green in my example. And so I want to try to do that same thing. So I'm going to start off with my white and green edge piece, and I need to match that up with my green center. And so here I have an orange center that doesn't work, so I need to rotate it around until I match it. And there we go. So now I have green, green. I'm going to rotate this 180 degrees or flip it upside down. So now I have green, green at the bottom. Look at the top, that white piece is gone, and I'm good to go to the next petal of my daisy. And so now I have red, but I need to match that up to red, red. So all I'm going to do is turn it, and so now red, red. I can go ahead and put that 180 degrees or facing down, so red, red's at the bottom. Go to the next white one. Green is not the same as blue, so I need to turn it and find it. So there we go, blue, blue. Put that at the bottom. And then my last piece. So I have orange. And there we go, orange, orange. Put that at the bottom. And so now my daisy is gone, which is good. I look at the bottom and I now have the white cross. So white cross was my goal, and I also have all of these centers and edge pieces matching. So good to go. Finish that piece. Let's look at the next part. So now I have my corner algorithm. My goal is to have my bottom layer solved. That's my goal. And so I'm looking for a piece at the top right, or the top layer rather, that has 2 other colors. So it's white plus 2 other colors. And when I find it, I'm going to put it in between those 2 center pieces. And so here, if I look at the top layer, so remember yellow top, white at the bottom. So I'm looking at this top layer. I have one that's green and red. So I have a white piece that's green and red. I need to put it in between my green center and my red center. So I don't have it yet. So I'm going to turn it. Well, there's red and blue. It's not what I need. Turn it again, and now I have red and green. So now my white, green, and red is in between or in the middle of my green and red centers. And so it's in the right spot. I want to have it in the top right. So if I look at my green face, it's in the top left. So that's not what I want. But if I look at my red face, this piece with white on it, remember this is all one piece. So the piece with white on it is in the top right, and that's what I want. So now that it's there, I'm good to go ahead and do my corner algorithm. So my corner algorithm is up, left, down, right. And I'm just going to keep doing that over and over again as many times as I need to solve this piece. This time I only needed to do it one time. Now this piece is already solved. I'm good to go to look for the next white piece. So I look here, and here I found it. So there's red and blue, and I need to put that in between red and blue. And so not there, but if I turn it, now my red and blue piece is in between my red and blue centers. So put it in the top right. So I'm going to be looking at my blue face and just do that algorithm. And so then I look, is it solved? And it is. So I got lucky again, and I only had to do it one time to solve it. So now I'm going to look, do I have any more? Oh, here's one. White, orange, and green. So I need to find that so that way it's in between orange and green. And so here it is, orange and green. So I'm going to put this in the top right. So again, if I do it this way, it's in the left. I don't want that. So I need to look at the green side. So here I have in the top right hand. Do my algorithm. And then I look, is it solved? No. So I need to do it again. Is it solved? No. And now is it solved? Yes. So now that piece is solved. And so I'm going to look, do I have any more with white at the top? No. But when I look down at the bottom, I have a piece that's not solved. It is in the right spot because I have it in orange and blue, but it's not solved. So I'm going to go ahead and move this over here and do the same algorithm, and so I can get that solved. And so I look, not solved. And then now it is solved. So now when I look, the entire bottom layer is solved. So repeat this as many times as you need to. Pause the video, and that way you can get that solved. So I've reached my goal. Bottom layer is solved. I'm ready to go to the next slide. Edge algorithms. So this is one of the confusing ones because I have two different algorithms, and they're the same, except they're mirrored from one another. So if I'm moving the piece to the left, I have to do it one way. If I'm moving it to the right, I do the opposite. So it's the same algorithm, they're just mirrored. And so what I'm doing is I'm looking for an edge piece at the top and trying to see where it goes. And so I'm looking for something that does not have yellow. I don't care about yellow, so I'm trying to solve my other layers. And so because my yellow is at the top, I don't care about that. So I care about my bottom layer, and I'm caring about the second layer. The second layer is not yellow. So that's what I'm looking for. So here I have red, green. So if I have a red, green edge, I need to line that up with a red center. And so here we go. So I have it lined up with a red center, but I need this piece to move to the green. So I look here, that's blue, here's green. So I need this piece to move over here to the right side. And so again, I'm going to do it a little bit. I'm going to make it bigger here. And so I have this red green piece. I need it to move here. So this piece is actually I need to move it from here to over here. So I need to move it so it's red and green. So I'm going to move it to the right side. And so if I'm moving it to the right side, I got to use the right algorithm. And so I see here, moving a piece to the right, I'm going to go. So once I've done the top 4 moves, I got to turn it so the white corner is facing me. So if I turn it here, now the white corner is facing me. And if you notice on my slide, I have it turned. And so this piece is now white. So that white piece has to be there. And I just do the second 4 moves. And so now, if you notice, that red-green piece is now solved. So I got that into place where I wanted to. Now I'm going to look for another piece that does not have yellow. And so here I have blue and orange. So that does not have yellow. I want to match it up with the blue center. So those match. And my orange piece needs to go over here. So I need to move this piece from here over to the left. So now I need to do the left version of the algorithm. So the left version, turn it so that way the white piece is facing me. And then now that solved that piece. So now I have another piece solved. Looking back at the top, looking for an edge piece that does not have yellow. And here we go. Found one. Match it up. Blue, blue with a red on top. So this piece actually needs to go over here. So that way it's blue, red. So I need to move it to the right. So I'm going to do the right version of the algorithm. Turn it so white is facing me. And now that piece is solved. So I'm looking and I need to find another piece that does not have yellow, and here we go. We have one. So that's green, orange. I need it to move here. So I need to move this piece to the left, and so, or to the right rather. So I need to move it to the right. So I'm going to follow the algorithm that starts off with moving it to the left. So always your algorithm is you're moving your piece the opposite of where you want it to go. That's how you'll remember which one you're doing. So moving it to the right, I'm going to go left, up, right, down, rotate the whole thing so the white's facing me, and then do the next 4 moves. And now I have the entire first 2 layers solved. So once I've done that, I'm ready to go ahead and move on to my next steps. I've reached my goal. I can go to the next screen. And again, you'll practice this as much as you need to in order to get yours to that place. So now, building the yellow cross algorithm, my goal is to get a yellow cross on top. So right now I do not have a yellow cross. If you notice, I have this little miniature L. If I get that, I need to rotate my cube to look like that, or if you get a straight line. I do have a straight line, so I'm going to rotate my cube so now I have my straight line across there. And so again, yellow faces up, white faces down, and it doesn't matter. So whenever my picture is gray, it doesn't matter what's facing you. So I'm just going to matter that I have the yellow across that way and go ahead and do my algorithm. So once I've done my algorithm, I'm going to look at the top. Do I have a yellow cross? And yes, I do have a yellow cross. I'm good to go. Now, if you don't have a yellow cross, just do the same algorithm again, over and over again until you get your yellow cross. I just got lucky and got it right away. Next, my goal is to get a solid yellow top. This is the fish algorithm, and so I want that solid yellow top. But I could have a fish. And so a fish would look like if that was a different color. And so you see how it kind of looks like a fish when I turn it this way. I have a shark. So a shark is a fish, but then now has this extra fin at the top. So that's the shark. Or it could have a two-headed fish. And so those are the three different possibilities. If I get any of these, I need to hold the cube with that. So because I have a shark, I need to hold it with the shark like facing this way. And so now I'm going to put it with yellow facing up, white facing down, and just go ahead and do my algorithm. And so now I look, oh, I do have a fish. So let me rotate my fish so it's in the right direction, and then go ahead and do the algorithm again. Look and see what I have. I have fish again. Rotate my fish around so he's facing the correct direction. Do the algorithm again. Now I look at the top and my whole top is solved. So I have the solid yellow top. Now my cube is not solved, but I have a solid yellow top. So I'm good to go. I hit goal and I'm good to go on my next one. And you'll just have to keep doing these algorithms however many times it needs to be in order to reach your desired step. So we'll go on to the next step. So headlights algorithm. What headlights look like is I have two pieces, and so here we go. I have two pieces, and it doesn't matter if that's red, that's still headlights, but headlights I have on the sides here at the top, on the top layer. So I don't have headlights anywhere else. I only have headlights on my red side. What you want to do is put your headlights on the solved side. So my red headlights, so if I had it where it looked like this, I'm going to move my red headlights to the red side. Right? And then what you do is you just put your headlights in the back. Now if you don't have any headlights, you have a solid yellow top with no headlights, then you can just start on any side. You're going to do this algorithm as many times as you need to. Now after the first time you do it, it's guaranteed you will have headlights. Put the soft headlights in the back. And so here, the algorithm's a little bit different. So down, rotate the front, down. Now I'm actually going to rotate the back. So I'm going to turn it a little bit so I show you what that looks like. Rotate the back once, back again, and then up. Rotate the front, down. Rotate my back again and again, and then up, up. And so now we see I have headlights here. I want to put my headlights on the solved side. My goal is to have headlights on all sides. So I look, I do have headlights on all sides. I've hit goal. I'm good to go to my final step. Final algorithm is I just can have, if I have a completely solved side, I put it in the back. I don't, so it doesn't matter what side I start on. And I'm just going to go through my algorithm. And so now I look and see headlights, headlights. Oh, I do have a solved side. So I put my solved side in the back. I'm going to do my algorithm again. And so now my cube is completely solved. If yours is not solved, just keep doing it until it will be solved, and you won't have to do it more than a couple of times. All right, so hope this helps. If you have any questions, please let me know.